Myself, Shaila Shetkar, Assistant Professor in Botany from Government College of Arts, Science, Commerce, Saklim. The title of the unit is Unit 1, Environment, and the name of the topic is Impact and Biotechnological Approaches for Management. In this topic, we are going to study about the impacts of ozone layer depletion, acid rain, greenhouse effect and UVB. And also we will see what biotechnological approaches we can take for the management of these environmental problems. At the end of the module, the learner will be able to describe the impacts of ozone layer depletion, acid rain, greenhouse effect and UVB, and also will be able to explain the biotechnological management of ozone layer depletion, acid rain, greenhouse effect and UVB. Now coming to the introduction, human impacts the environment in several ways. The global environmental problems like ozone layer depletion, acid rain, greenhouse effect and UVB are the direct results of human activities such as industrialization, air pollution, nuclear issues and depletion of natural resources. These have serious consequences on human, animals and on our earth environment. Now let us learn about ozone layer depletion. What is ozone layer? It is a deep blanket in the stratosphere made up of ozone gas. Ozone layer gets depleted when the chemicals such as chlorofluorocarbon, methyl bromide, methyl chloroform, halogens and other pollutant gases are released into the atmosphere due to the human activities. With the depletion of ozone layer, we humans are more prone to the UV radiation. Increase in UV radiation can cause several impacts. Now, let us learn about the impacts of ozone layer depletion. Its impact on human health. Exposure to UV radiation causes non-melanoma skin cancer, cataract in eyes and aging of skin. Its impact on aquatic life. Plankton plays a major role in oceanic food chain. Increase in UV radiation affects the survival rate of planktons and the developmental stages of fish. Its impact on biogeochemical cycle. Increase in UV radiation alters the sources and the sink of greenhouse gases. It also mitigates the atmospheric concentration of gases. Its impact on plants and agriculture. Ozone damages the plant by oxidizing the plant tissue during respiration, which causes the leaf injury. It also affects the physiological process in crops, such as flowering and seedling. Now, let us study about the biotechnological management of ozone layer depletion. Chlorofluorocarbon, methyl bromide, halogens are the primary causes of ozone layer depletion. So, try to replace halon-based fire extinguisher. Instead, we can use foam-based. Do not buy cleaning solvents or refrigerators that are using chlorofluorocarbon. Reduce use of pesticides that are using methyl bromide. Instead, we can use biological control. Do not use aerosols that are using chlorofluorocarbon. Instead, we can use compressed gases such as CO2 or N2. We can also use hydrofluorocarbon instead of chlorofluorocarbon. Now, let us move on to the next topic, acid rain. What is acid rain? It is a precipitation that has pH 4.0 less than a natural rainwater. It is formed when the sulfur dioxide and nitrogen oxide combines with the water vapor and precipitate as sulfuric acid and nitric acid in the rain. Sulfur dioxide and nitrogen oxide is emitted when the petroleum is burned through the use of automobile, manufacturing of product and thermal power generation. Now, let us study about the impacts of acid rain. Its impact on aquatic life. Acid rain lowers the overall pH of rainwater, due to which several aquatic life cannot survive for a longer period. Most fish eggs cannot hatch. Lower pH can also kill the adult fish. Its impact on architectures and building. Acid rain corrodes the architectures and building, those constructed with calcium carbonate, which leaves the building weak. As we can see in the picture, how the milky white color of Taj Mahal has turned into a yellowish brown color. This is because of the acidic reaction with calcium carbonate marble of Taj Mahal, which has caused damage to the heritage structure. Its impact on soil. Acid rain affects the soil biological activity and soil chemical composition. It also reacts with the nutrients that the tree needs, such as calcium, magnesium and potassium, which can lead to a starvation of the tree. Its impact on metals. Acid rain corrodes the metal like copper and iron, which results into the rusting of metals. Acidic water also reacts with lead and copper water pipes, results into the contamination of water supply. Now, let us study about the biotechnological management of acid rain. Power plants are installing scrubbers in the smokestack. Scrubbers are the filters that reduces the sulfur dioxide leaving from the smokestack. Another technology is used in car, that is catalytic converter, which is an exhaust emission control device which reduces the toxic gases coming from the internal engine. We can also use renewable sources of energy such as solar, wind power. We can also reduce the sulfur dioxide from the exhaust gases by spraying the mixture of limestone and water onto the gases. This mixture will react with the sulfur dioxide and will form gypsum, which is used as a building material. Now, let us move on to the next topic, greenhouse effect. What is greenhouse effect? It is a natural process by which the radiation from the sun in the planet atmosphere warms the planet's surface of the earth to a higher temperature. It is caused by a greenhouse gases such as carbon dioxide, nitrous oxide, methane, ozone and water vapor. Now, let us learn about the impacts of greenhouse gases. Its impact on sea level. Rise in temperature causes the melting of ice, which results in increase in sea level. Its impact on farming. With increase in temperature, the crops like wheat, rice, sugarcane cannot grow well, which results into the drying of crops. Its impact on weather. Increase in greenhouse gases will change the weather. Some places will become cooler, some places will become hotter or drier, which results into drought, floods and storms. Its impact on human health and animals. Increasing temperature becomes difficult for some animals to adjust, which results into the death of the animals. It also affects the human health with the risk of spreading of tropical diseases such as malaria and dengue. Now, let us study about the biotechnological management of greenhouse effect. We can use renewable sources of energy instead of fossil fuel. We can also develop energy efficient industries where possible renewable sources of energies are used. Other sources of energies can also be used that do not produce carbon dioxide, such as hydroelectric energy, solar energy and wind energy. We can also reduce carbon dioxide emission by planting a tree. A tree can absorb approximately around 1 ton of carbon dioxide during its lifetime. We can also reduce greenhouse gases by replacing a regular bulbs with compact fluorescent bulb, which can reduce around 90 billion pounds of greenhouse gases. Now, let us move on to the last topic, UVB. What is UVB? It is ultraviolet radiation or the energy produced by the sun which moves at a speed of light. It is a section of UV spectrum with wavelength between 270 to 320 nanometer. Now, let us study about the impacts of UVB. Its impact on human health. Exposure to UVB causes skin cancer, burning of skin, cataract in eyes, snow blindness. It also affects our immune system where changes the function and the distribution of white blood cell. It also causes the genetic damage of DNA where the DNA absorb UVB light can break the bond in the DNA which can lead to a skin cancer. Its impact on materials. UVB fades the color of plastic and furniture It also results into the breakdown of plastic. Its impact on marine life. Exposure to UVB makes the plankton to sink deeper into the water, which reduces the visible light they need during the photosynthesis and thereby reducing the growth and the reproduction rate of planktons. Now, let us study about the biotechnological management of UVB. In order to protect the skin, it is important to apply UVB protective sunscreen. The sunscreen with high sun protection factor, that is SPF 15 or SPF 30, which can absorb around 93 to 97% of UV radiation. The chemicals used in sunscreen are zinc oxide and titanium dioxide, which are known to be an effective inorganic UV filters. In order to protect the plastic, furniture, candles, UV protectants are used, such as UV additives, UV inhibitors and UV stabilizer, which is used to reduce surface degradation, breakdown of plastic, premature fading of colored candles, and also it mitigates the harmful effect of UV radiation. These are the references of my today's topic, and for more knowledge you may refer this book and you may check this link. Thank you.